The physical server, same like however it had two connections towards the storage, it will have two adapters to the network. Okay. Physical switch. This is a physical switch. One, and this is two, and this is internet connection. These are network adapters. NIC card 1 and NIC card 2. The two network adapters will be there on the server backend, which will be used to connect to the network only. Only for network communication, there will be adapters. Same like your laptop adapters for internet connection. Yes, right? So it will be connected like this. Two physical NIC cards will be connected to two physical switches. From physical switches, it will be connected to the network. There will be some more devices involved here after the physical switches and before internet, but we will discuss them during networking security. Okay. At that topic, we will discuss. So as of now, from physical switches, it will be connected to the internet. So ESXI, physical switches, and then internet. So our vCenter, like we are sitting here, either you work from office or you work from home, you will be connected to the internet, and from here we will access the host. Now, using your web browser from here, if you want to access this ESXi host, the traffic will come via internet, physical switch, network adapter, then it will reach the host. Okay. So same way, we'll first identify what will be the traffic using these network adapters will be going on every day. Okay, in our vSphere platform, using ESXi host, what will be the network traffic or using network adapters, what will be the traffic flowing in and out. Okay, we'll try to find it out. So VMs will be running here. Virtual machines are running on top of this ESXi. Now, first traffic is called host management traffic. Without this traffic, we cannot connect to the host. Using your web browser, normally we connect via web browser to the host using host IP address. If you see, enter ESXi network IP address here, we will connect. From web browser, I'm connecting to the ESXi. The traffic is going through wherever I'm connected. Either I'm connected directly on the physical switch via this path, or maybe via this path it is going. If the traffic is not there, we will not get that page. This page will not get if there is no communication. Okay. If there is no communication with respect to host management, let's say we stop the host management traffic, we will not be able to connect to the host either directly using a web browser here or even from vCenter also we cannot connect. Okay, even if that was added into the vCenter, via vCenter also we cannot connect to the host. Okay. So via vCenter also, if you log into vCenter also, it will be shown as disconnected. Why vCenter is still not coming? system that will okay. We cannot connect to the host directly or via vCenter. That communication will be impacted if there is no host management traffic. So host management traffic is important if you want to connect to the host. Second one, iSCSI and NFS traffic. If you are using iSCSI or NFS storage, during iSCSI or NFS traffic, we have discussed, we will be using network switches only. Instead of using a dedicated storage switches, we use Ethernet switches, which are used for network switches. I would have written network switches like this. Virtual machine will be here, and its hard disk VMDK file will be here. .vmdk. Virtual machine is here, and its hard disk file is stored in iSCSI or NFS storage. If a virtual machine wants to access data from this hard disk, it will go via this network adapter, physical switch, then it go to iSCSI storage array, then access the VMDK file. If it is iSCSI or NFS, then only these network switches will be involved. These network adapters will send and receive traffic related to virtual machine hard disk communication, iSCSI or NFS storage only. In case of iSCSI or NFS, we'll use network adapters to connect to the storage. Okay. If that is disconnected, okay, if this storage communication is disconnected, host will be up. You can connect to host. Host management traffic, it is not impacted. But virtual machines will be blank on the screen. If you log into the screen, it will not respond. Because it's like you removing internal hard disk of your laptop and you are powering on. There is no hard disk, no OS, nothing is visible to the machine. But machine is powered on. Same like its hard disk will be here and we will lose action connectivity to the hard disk if there is no iSCSI or NFS traffic. In case of FC, we don't consider these NIC cards. There will be dedicated what adapters? What are the storage adapters we use in FC storage? What is the name of the adapters we use in FC storage? There is a specific name for that adapter.
Host bus adapter.
HBA, bus adapter.
Logical unit.
No, it's a HBA only. Host bus adapter. The adapter, I'm just asking about the adapter name. Okay, it's called HBA, host bus adapter, and it will have an address called
WWN.
WWN, worldwide. Yeah. Okay. So in FC we use dedicated storage adapters here, HBA adapters. So here we are discussing about something what traffic will go through these network adapters, NIC cards. Okay. So here we are not considering the FC traffic, so we can ignore. If it is iSCSI or NFS, it will go through these network adapters. Fine. So next. vMotion. This will be next topic. It will take one day to discuss about vMotion. So in few situations, we will move this entire VM from one ESXi machine to another ESXi machine. If we have another ESXi machine here, like this, we'll move that virtual machine from one host to another host. In that case, we will use this network adapter to send this virtual machine information to the destination. So we'll discuss, it will be a one-day topic. And very important, virtual machine network traffic. The customer has invested so much money, this servers, storage, network, everything. He paid so much money to run the business applications on the virtual machines. He'll be running business applications here and he'll be selling that product in the market and he'll be getting money. So that means these virtual machines are very important for them. Okay. To reach this, let's say your WhatsApp application also is running here. People with mobile via internet, they are accessing their WhatsApp information. If you're not able to reach that application, if you are not able to see that whatever the data that is there in your account, it's of no use, right? It will be business impact for that company. Their users are not able to access that data. Something like your mobile app you are trying to access, a Flipkart website that is not opening. People will buy from different website. In that case, that for that company it will be a business loss. Okay, so like that. So applications will be running here on top of the virtual machine. To connect to these virtual machine applications, either admin teams or end users, it will be virtual machine network traffic. This is very important. We have invested so much money because of this traffic only to run these business applications. Okay. Fine. These are the four important traffic will be flowing through these network adapters, in and out from these network adapters. Okay. So we are calculating what would be the traffic flowing through these network adapters. Host management traffic. If you want to connect to the host directly or via vCenter, this is important. If it is not there, we cannot connect to the host like this. We cannot manage the VMs, what VMs are running. Okay, so if you want to modify anything on the VM, nothing is possible here. Okay. ESXI and NFS traffic. If the server is connected to ESXI or NFS storage, virtual machine hard disk will be stored here. If this is down, if there is no ESXI or NFS traffic, VMs cannot see its hard disk. That means VMs will stop working. In that case also business impact. Customers will lose application connectivity. vMotion. We will discuss about vMotion later. It's completely moving a virtual machine from one host to another host. VM traffic. Connecting to the virtual machine applications. Either directly from local network or via internet. Virtual machine network traffic should be there. Clear? Four different kinds of traffic will be going through the ESXi. So this ESXi VM kernel. If you remember, during the initial days we have discussed, VMware has developed their own kernel. Okay, VM kernel inside the ESX operating system. It will be processing all this traffic exactly to the correct destination. It will be transferring that data. Problem is that your solution architect, like you should judge how much traffic these virtual machines will produce altogether, and we have to buy these network adapters also accordingly. Let's say this ESXi host is producing 2 GB PS of traffic, 2 GB transactions per second. Per second, from this ESXi host, it is trying to send and receive. If you consider any one of the second, it will be 2 GB data going in and out. That means this adapter should be 2 GB speed. It should be able to send and receive 2 Gbps traffic. This cable also should be able to send 2 Gbps. This network switch here, where we connected the port, it should also will be able to send and receive 2 GB per second. Otherwise, there will be traffic jam. Let's say from here we are sending 2 GB per second, 2 GB of traffic we are sending, but this cable is 1 Gbps only. Let's say this adapter. So you're trying to send a lot of traffic. There is a narrow road, and we know what will happen: traffic congestion. Right? In this case also that like that. We'll see the delay in performance or some packets will be dropped here itself. The message packets that we discussed yesterday, okay, will be dropped here. So that's why the speed of the network adapter, cable, the switch, all should be same. You don't need to worry about it. Your solution architect will design how much speed it should be. The customer will purchase them. You have to understand what is the logic behind it. Just trying to understand how much traffic it will, the single ESXi will produce in terms of all these four traffic, and adapters will be purchased. Two adapters for redundancy. In case of any problem here, still we will have another path to reach the destination. Clear? Two connections to the target. Fine. Now, this adapter, cable, and this physical switch are capable of sending whatever the traffic that is generated from the ESXi host. Whatever the traffic that is initiated from here, it is able to handle. Problem is ESXi operating system. Here, we have nothing. ESXi operating system should send, if it is VM traffic, it should send it to correct VM. If it is hard disk traffic, again it should send it to the virtual machine correctly. If it is vMotion, it should take it itself, VM kernel itself. Host management traffic also, it should take himself. Fine. Four different kinds of traffic should be processed properly. But the problem is ESX operating system will not be able to process here. So that's why they have created something called virtual switch here. Okay. This is called virtual switch. And it will be connected to the physical network adapter like this. If you want, we can connect one more adapter also for redundancy. Virtual switch connected to the physical network adapters. Okay. And here, with the help of this virtual switch, they are able to create two separate routes here. Two separate route. Let's say if there is a small road, there is huge traffic flowing in. So for the easy management of the traffic, they'll separate two-wheeler separate, four-wheeler separate, or incoming separate or outgoing separate like that. Okay. Like here also, VMware has designed something called port group. These tunnels are called port groups. Tunnel 1 and tunnel 2. It's called port group. A separate route here on top of the virtual switch to send and receive traffic. Okay. They have divided this entire virtual switch into two separate routes. Or on top of the virtual switch, they have created two separate tunnels to send and receive the traffic. We have four kinds of traffic and there are two tunnels to send and receive. All the lighter traffic, okay, merged into one tunnel. First one, second, third are allowed to flow using one port group, and fourth one separately they have given a separate route. Business application, virtual machine traffic is allowed to flow through this port group. Rest all the small. This is not a heavy traffic. Host management will be less only. And iSCSI and NFS. If you are using iSCSI and NFS only, then it will use. If it is FC, there will be no traffic at all. Okay. vMotion, it's not a regular. Whenever you are moving a VM from one host to another host, we'll use it. And also, it's not regular one. Once in a while. All the lighter traffic, they merged into one port group. And the heavy traffic, important traffic, virtual machine network traffic, they arrange to flow to another port group. Like all two-wheelers separate or four-wheelers separate. So there will be easy flow of the traffic. Fine. Well, so they have splitted this traffic here with the help of port groups. They have created port groups on top of a virtual switch. Now the traffic will flow easily. All the VM kernel related traffic will go through one port group, kernel related traffic, and virtual machine traffic will go through this port group, like this. So it will be easy to send and receive now. Understood? Any questions here? Fine. Any questions from this architecture? Okay. Virtual switch connected to physical switch. Okay. Here it's, if you see, by default, when you install ESXi OS itself, one virtual switch will be created, and that switch will be connected to the network, physical network adapter. That's how it's designed. The virtual switch will be connected to the physical network adapters. We can control these connections as well. We can remove this NIC card if you want, add another, if there is another NIC card, you can connect that. We can manage that connections. That's how it's designed in the ESXi OS. These virtual switches internally will be connected to the network adapter, but we can control these network connections. If there are two network adapters connected, right? You can disconnect one and connect another one only. So however you want, we can connect them. Fine. Understood?
But only having the physical, only the virtual switch
Physical network
adapter, right?
adapter. On the server backend, this physical server backend, there will be physical network adapter. This cable, this virtual switch is connected to network adapter via internal connection. From here, there is cable connected to the physical switch. Yeah. So you'll see, like while looking at this lab, we can see. Okay. So how it is connected to the network adapter. Once your vCenter is up, we can check that. Fine. Okay. So first we have calculated what is the traffic flowing through this ESXi machine. Network adapters, host management traffic. To connect to the host directly or via vCenter, it is mandatory. Without that, VMs will be running, but we cannot connect to the host. If you want to power off a VM, it's not possible. If you want to modify anything on a VM, it's not possible. Okay, power on, power off, edit settings, you can't do anything because you are not able to connect to the host. Host is disconnected. iSCSI and NFS. If you are using iSCSI or NFS traffic, we will be using these network adapters to connect to the storage. Okay. Virtual machine hard disks will be on top of iSCSI or NFS. vMotion, moving a virtual machine from one host to another host. We will see what is it about, what traffic will send later. So it will be one day topic. Virtual machine network traffic. To reach these applications running on the virtual machines, that virtual machine network related traffic also will flow through these network adapters. It's very important. All these four traffics will go in and out using these network adapters. Network adapter, cable, switch are capable of sending whatever the traffic that we produce. Problem is on the ESXi OS end, it will not be able to process so much of traffic. That's why they have created something called virtual switch. which works exactly same as physical switch layer 2 based on what table it will work. Physical switch uses some formula, one table to maintain its data. What is the table called?
Fact
Yesterday
table.
only we discussed. It's called MAC table. Physical switch maintains its MAC in memory. It maintains its own MAC table. The same way, the virtual switch also exactly works like a physical switch. We know, however, a virtual machine works same like a physical computer. Same way, this physical switch, however it works, this virtual switch will also will work exactly the same way. Just a virtual component. It will also will be used to send and receive traffic in and out. Okay, same like physical switch. Fine. On top of virtual switch, they have created two separate tunnels called port group. Okay, it will be used to send and receive traffic via these tunnels. Using these port groups, it will send and receive traffic using these port groups. All the lighter traffic, host management is lighter, ISCSI and NFS, if it is used only, it will be there. If it is FC, even it will not be there. Okay. And vMotion, it's also a rare traffic. All the lighter traffic which will be processed by VM kernel are decided to keep flow and one port group. Important virtual machine network traffic, there is a dedicated path given. Via virtual machine traffic will go through this path only. So now the traffic will flow easily in and out from this ESXi server. Here our work is important work thing we should do is how to create this virtual switch, how to create this port group, how to manage the connections, these network connections here. Important thing, only three tasks in terms of networking. How to create a switch, how to create a port group, how to manage the network setting, network connections, physical adapters. Okay, three labs. We'll see here theoretically. If vCenter comes up, then we'll do lab also. We'll see how to create. When you install OS itself, one virtual switch will be created, one network adapter will be created, and two port groups will be created. Sorry. Okay, well, before that, we have to understand the names of the port groups. There are two port groups, right? One is used for host management, iSCSI, and vMotion. Another one is for virtual machine network traffic. Based on the traffic that is flowing through the port group, this is port group 1 using for virtual machine network traffic. This is port group 2 using for all other traffic. Okay. So based on that, the port groups they have named it differently. 1. VM kernel port group, which will be used to send and receive host management network traffic, iSCSI, NFS, and vMotion. The port group which we use for host management traffic, iSCSI and NFS, vMotion is called VM kernel port group. Another one called is virtual machine port group, which will send virtual machine network traffic in and out. Two port groups. The port group 1 which is used for virtual machine traffic is called VM port group. The port group which is used for all other services is called VM kernel port group. Okay. Any question? Okay, so we'll see how to create a virtual switch now. I'll give the steps. Lab, we'll see once the vCenter comes up. Select ESXI machine, go to configure tab, virtual switches, click on add networking, select port group type, either VM kernel or virtual machine port group. Okay, and select new standard switch. Select NIC card, enter IP for VM kernel only. Just click on OK. A virtual switch with a port group on top of it will be created. It will be like this. Virtual switch will be created. On top of that, one port group also will be created. It will have one network with adapter which we select. Like this, it will be created. Virtual switch with one port group, one network card connected for communication in and out will be created. Okay, with this navigation. If you want to create a switch, port group is also mandatory. Without port group, it's of no use. Without network card connection also, it's of no use. Okay, virtual switch is needed with port group and one network adapter. And we'll see create a port group. Create a port group. ESXI, configure, virtual switches, same location, again same path, add networking, select port group type, same path. Okay. VM kernel or virtual machine port group. Select existing switch. If you say here new switch, a new switch will be created. If you select existing switch, it will create an existing virtual switch. Then it's same. Select make, enter IP only for VM kernel port group. Then click on OK. The port group will be created. Okay, so just the port group will be created on top of a virtual switch. And if you want to manage the network adapters, the vSwitch, ESXI, go to configure tab, virtual switches, manage physical adapter, add or remove. Okay. Go to configure tab, virtual switches, main is physical adapter. You can add or remove the network adapters from there. This part we will perform the lab tomorrow. Maybe that vCenter is still not up. Some issue with it. We'll perform the lab tomorrow. If anyone has any questions, we can discuss now. Only one virtual switch is created. No, like by default, it will be created one. When you install the ESXi OS, one virtual switch will be created. We can create maximum 127 virtual switches. But more switches, it will be more complex networking. Maximum 2 or 3 is more than enough in real time. Okay. We will not create more and more. And one ESXi max 512 port groups we can create. These port groups, so we are creating 2 port groups, right? Type can be either VM kernel or virtual machine, but you can create multiple VM kernel and multiple virtual machine port groups. So you can create both virtual machine port group. Few VMs will connect here, and other few VMs we will connect on a different port group, like this. Okay, we can connect them separately also. So while working with the lab, we will discuss about that. Any other questions?